What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, and today I have a very special Banana Ball interview with 2025 Banana Ball All-Star and pitcher for the Texas Tailgaters, Mr. Jon Reid. John, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. How's your day going? And happy holidays, man.
Yeah, Jack, thanks for having me on. It's awesome. I mean, really excited to be doing this, and the holidays have been going great. It's sunny and 75 in California right now, so can't complain.
I mean, unfortunately, it's not like that here in Georgia. It's about 38 degrees outside, so I kind of wish, I was in your weather,
Right?
unfortunately. But, what makes for brighter days is having Banana Ball guys on for podcasts. So, super excited to have you on. Now, I want to kind of ask you, my first question about your career. And back in like 2016, you were drafted, well, out of college, you were drafted to the Washington Nationals. I want to ask you about, that experience because you're the first Banana Ball guy, I've had on drafted to a major league team, back in 2016. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that year was kind of a whirlwind, just being in college, being a bounce back. I went from Pepperdine and then going to a Division II that year and kind of trying to prove myself again, transferring from one school that didn't work out to another, and that was kind of one of the big things that I really wanted to prove to myself and scouts and everybody around that I could still do it, and that was kind of a big, honestly, blessing for me. It was really fun, hearing my name called, and then getting the call from the local scouts, and then you're on a plane in 3 days later, headed to West Palm for spring training. And for that, it would be rookie ball. But yeah, it was really fun. It was quick turnaround, but it's a blessing for sure, and something I'll never forget. And I still have little memorabilia all over the wall, in my parents' home to commemorate it. So it's cool.
I mean, it's great to hear that personal experience, especially from, the pro ball aspect, because I actually attended, a lot of Frontier League games back when you guys played for, it was called the Florence Freedom at the time. They're called the Florence Y'alls. But, I grew up going to Frontier League games when I was younger. And I want to ask you about that experience, because after you stopped playing in the Nationals organization, you kind of transitioned to independent ball. What was that transition personally like for you?
Yeah, it was fun. It was completely different, that's for sure. A lot of grinders over there in that league for sure. Uh, Good guys. I still have friends to this day. I still text daily, checking in on them, what they're doing and stuff like that. But it's a blessing that that organization over there in Florence is awesome. Top tier. They've been awesome with me, always following up and doing little posts and stuff like that for me on social media, which is awesome. I still, follow them as much as I can. I still have my Florence Freedom uniforms now, but now it's the y'alls, so it's a little different. But now that area has been awesome. The coaches, Pelf and B. White and all those guys over there, they've moved on to professional ranks as well. So it's been pretty cool just to follow everybody's footsteps and kind of do different things and do cool stuff in baseball. But yeah, it's fun. Florence is an awesome city, and that team's awesome for sure.
It's great to hear the perspective from, the indie ball route and the pro ball route because, a lot of guys have like mixed reactions, but it's great to hear that, you had personally a great experience in Florence for the Florence Freedom out there. I believe I interviewed one of your former Florence Freedom teammates. I think his name was Caleb Lopez.
Yeah.
On his team. He went to my college, and I had him on a couple months ago, and I told him he actually messaged me on the story saying, "You got my guy Jon Reid on." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I do." So he's super excited to watch this when this comes out. But I want to ask you because you stopped playing with Florence in 2019. Obviously, COVID hit. And that was a big impact for players, across the world, from the international landscape to here in the States. I want to ask, your, I guess, experience during the COVID era of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously when I stopped playing with Florence in 19, it just kind of wasn't working out. My arm was killing me, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna go make some money, try to go into the workforce essentially. I've kind of given up on the dream essentially of making it to the big leagues. A lot of my friends are already up there doing it all, and I'm just like, dang, it didn't work out. Oh well, I gave it my all. I was blessed to play it as long as I actually did, into my 20s. And then yeah, kind of COVID hit and I didn't really know what to do. I was like, I just stopped playing baseball with, how it is playing baseball. It's our identity, So my identity was a baseball player, and I'm looking around like, what's going on? Now I got COVID, and now I got to try to find a job during COVID, and it was just super tough. But I ended up doing that and kind of transitioning out of there and uh, kind of moved out to Scottsdale, Arizona, and had a job and was working for waste management out there, not doing trash, but doing all of that kind of just their back end stuff, online and sales and different things like that. And that was kind of like my transition into it was during COVID, which was crazy, but it was good. It was awesome. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I mean, that's great to hear because I've never actually heard, a personal experience from, like the workforce area from transition from collegiate ball to pro ball to the workforce. So it's great that, you shared your perspective on that. That's actually, a new avenue for me hearing that on the podcast. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now I want to ask you this from the transition from workforce to Banana Land. I mean, you made last year was your first year in Banana Ball, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask this. What was the transition like from Workforce to Banana Land, and how did you get involved with Banana Ball and Fans First Entertainment?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, crazy, probably a very unique answer, but I mean, I was working and doing the sales force for 5 years, doing different jobs, living different cities, states, stuff like that, just trying to find my niche in the 9 to 5 working world, essentially, is what it was. Uh, and then just a blessing came by Travis Munoz, one of our third baseman, local kids, Southern California area, Coachella Valley. So we knew of each other, played against each other, with each other all over the place, growing up. And we had both were living in Frisco, Dallas at the time. And he was just like, hey, let's go to dinner. I got something to tell you. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I haven't seen him in a long time. Let's go get some food. And then it just so happened he's like, hey, there's a tryout next week. And he's like, hey, come out. I'm gonna go hang out. I played on the visitors last year. I'm gonna try to do it again next year, and I think he'd be good for it. And I was like, dude, I haven't thrown a ball in 5 years. Maybe I'm doing lessons with some 10 or 11 year old kids, that I'm throwing the ball back to, but that's it. I'm like, I'm good, dude. And he's like, you should do it, man. You should do it, definitely. And I was like, you know what? I'm a pitcher at heart. I like to throw the ball over the plate and see what happens. So I went, and it kind of all fell into place really well. I think I did all right. I don't even remember how I did in that tryout. It was so fast paced and it was so different to what pro ball essentially was like. I showed up with my glove, my cleats, and I went to the bullpen. All right, here we go. I'll be ready in the ninth. But it was just we're dancing, we're doing this, we're doing that. Hey baby, all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, I think I blacked out on that, like on that inning I threw with Coach Pye, the firefighters coach. He was kind of being like the umpire right behind me on the mound, and he's like, "Hey, take a breath." So I was like, "Dude, this is so hard, because pitching at a banana ball pace is so much faster than you have, and especially me going from nothing to something in 5 years, So it's been a whirlwind, but then I kind of caught up to it and was able to catch my breath, and it was a great time. And I had the most fun I ever had on a baseball field. And then I texted Travis. I drove home that day, and then I called my parents. I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna do this. If they pick me, I'm doing it." And I told my parents right away. My mom's like, "Are you sure? You have a really good job. You're settled in. You're settling into your good kind of routine, essentially, because I'm very routine based." And it was awesome. I mean, I told them, I was like, "No, I'm doing this." Everything they told me, I don't care what the pay is. I don't care how far I have to travel or drive. I'm doing this if I can. And then luckily enough, Barry Aldridge, which great guy, he's the kind of brains behind everything where you want to be on a team, you got to show him you can actually do it. He's got a great eye for talent and a great eye for good people. And yeah, he reached out like kind of like what about a month or so later and said, "Hey, you want to be a tailgater?" And I was like, "Yeah." And that's how it was. That's how it started.
That's absolutely awesome to hear. But I couldn't imagine the adjustment of, not playing baseball for 5 years and then going into a very fast-paced game like Banana Ball and Fans First Entertainment. And I couldn't imagine being a pitcher on the mound. Personally, I stopped playing baseball in high school and they stuck me in right field. I'm unathletic. There's a reason why I'm interviewing you on the podcast and me not being out there. But, it's awesome to hear, the transition story from, the workforce to Banana Ball, and especially at a fast-paced entertainment. And shout out Travis Monio for,
Yeah.
getting you on the team. I mean, you're one of the best guys out there in Banana Ball. I love all the content you put out, John, for, the Texas Tailgaters and everything. Like, honestly, I love it. And I guess that kind of leads to my next question. Obviously, first year in Banana Ball 2025, and you had the opportunity to get nominated to the All-Star game. You played at Clemson, and, out there. I want to ask you, what were some of the best moments from the 2025 season that of the tailgater season that you remember?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's hard to think of, or put into words, or one or two of them, but I think a couple that come to mind, I think in my opinion, are Frisco was a big one for me. Um, Big save there, obviously. Facing some pretty tough hitters over there with the Party Animals. I mean, everybody in that lineup, you see them coming up. It's not comfortable, that's for sure. And so that was a big one. It was a hometown for me and Trav, actually. So me and Trav had hundreds of people there. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see and just experience that whole, just where I live, where I have lived before. My apartment was in right field. So it's really cool to see all those different things come to fruition all in one weekend. So that was fun. I mean, more just the guys in general being in the locker room and the Savannah time together. We travel so much, so we value our quiet time, so to speak. When we're in Savannah, where it's just, hey, show up to the field and get some work in with Mick and Penny and all of our Coach Bard and everybody. Just, hey, come and get your work in and do some flips. You got Indy Stanley doing flips in the outfield just on a random Monday. And then you got Trav and Jordan doing some trick plays, and then me and Jimmy Lewis and Joe Sperone were doing pitches in the back, just getting some work in. Just, I kind of value that time where it's, yeah, the stadiums and all that are really fun, but being around the team and just getting better every single day and having a passion for what we do, and banana ball is a game, it's really a fun time.
I mean, it's great to hear all the 2025 fun moments. I mean, again, a big fan of what you guys do with Texas Tailgaters and, everything, the country aspect. I mean, you're the only really country aspect type team. And honestly, personally, that's like my forte. I love country music. I love baseball, and it ties everything together. So, it's great to hear the 2025 Banana Ball highlights. Now, I want to get into some of the fun questions when it comes to Banana Ball. And obviously, you're out on the mound. I don't know what your walkout song was personally last year, but if you had a walkout song for this 2026 season, your sophomore year in Banana Ball, what is it going to be and why? Are you planning to switch it up?
I don't know. I mean, being a closer or anything in the late innings, it's kind of hit or miss if you're going to get the walk up. There's so much different stuff going on, and you got to be a Drew Gillespie and do stuff what he does to get a little walkout and the lights off. So Drew's walkout's pretty awesome, and I don't really know. I mean, if anybody in the comments or anything has any questions or suggestions of what the walk up should be, let me know. I mean, definitely into trying whatever works. Whatever gets outs in the ninth inning and gets Jake Skoll and Reese Hampton and Logan Lacey and Dan Oberst, all these guys, whatever gets them out, I'll take it. So
I mean, that's absolutely great to hear. So I guess I want to ask this. Do you have any like artists or, I guess maybe in the country realm or maybe outside the country realm that, you listen to on the daily that you'd include?
yeah, I mean, Noah Khan, obviously great artist. I kind of like his music a lot. I listen to him when I drive, when I pretty much I'm a big driving music guy. In the gym, it'll be kind of just, a gym pre-made playlist from something. I'm not too picky on that, but I love listening to a little Noah Khan, Riley Green, Luke Combs, a lot of the country stuff and a little indie. So relaxing for sure.
Mhm. I can see a Back in the Saddle by Luke Combs walk out for John Reid in 2026. I'd love to see
Good one.
that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good one. I think that's a good I think the SEC or ESPN used that as like a hype video, and I saw that. That's when I saw the song, and I think I looked it up and I was like, that's a good one. So that's a good call.
hey, I mean, why not? 2026 John Reid back in the saddle for Luke Combs.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to ask this. Obviously, Banana Ball, they bring through a lot of celebrities and, MLB legends like Adam Wainwright, John Cena, Backstreet Boys. For the 2026 season, if you could do a collaboration dance, play on the mound, I mean, video with any celebrity or MLB legend, who would it be and why for the Texas Tailgaters in 26?
That's a good one. I've been thinking about it a lot because of the way our schedule looks and stuff like that. Our the football stadiums are going to be unreal. They're going to be so much fun, and I'm hoping for some big guests and different things. In my opinion, I mean, I'm a big Texas baseball guy, and John Lester was like my mentor, like the guy I really looked up to in regards to pitching. I love John Lester, Kevin Millar. I think some of those guys, Ryan Dempster. I've talked to them a little bit and said, hey, we got to get you guys to a game. We got to get you guys out there into a game somewhere in Texas. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I think they're great personalities on TV already, and I think they would crush it for Banana Ball. And I think they're really all about what we're doing and just making it all great for the fans.
I mean, I'd love to see Kevin Millar. I mean, absolutely big fan of him. Anything really Texas baseball out there. And I have a lot of former MLB guests I've had on DMing me saying like, how can I get on these banana ball tours? How can I get on this?
Let me know.
Honestly, I would love to see like, maybe Prince Fielder. I know he's more known for the Brewers side, but Prince Fielder walk out in Arlington, out there or like
As long
Globe
as he's
Life
on our
Field.
team. As long as he's on our team.
I mean, for the Texas Tailgaters, honestly, I'd love to see that MLB legend side of it. I guess on the non-MLB side of it, do you have like a celebrity or an actor or somebody you'd bring on for the Tailgaters?
Celebrity or an actor? Let's think about it here. I mean, there's so many, obviously, right? So, I mean, first one, the easiest one that comes to mind, obviously, is Morgan Wallen. That's one that's like, hey, we're playing in Tennessee. Hey, we're playing in Texas. Come on in, let's do something fun. I mean, besides that, I think I mean, even some old artists and things like that, like Darius Rucker, I think would be a good one. Good old country. Who doesn't know that one, that song, So Darius Rucker would be a fun one. I think that'd be really interesting. Morgan Wallen, a lot of that stuff. And then definitely, I mean, I think on the celebrity, at least to my opinion, side of golf, I'm a big golfer on the back end of things. Good golf. Those guys are big time over in Texas and in Frisco. They love just baseball. They love sports and stuff like that, and doing different challenges and things like that. I think they'd love Banana Ball the way we run it. I just think they need to see it, and I think they'd have a great time. So see if we can get them out to a game this year for sure.
I mean, I'd love to see it in 26. I mean, you pointed out a name I would love to see in 26, Darius Rucker. I can imagine a Jon Reid walkout and, all these other Texas Tailgater pitchers, walking out to Wagon Wheel
Right.
or like All Right by Darius Rucker. Honestly, I'd love to see it in 26. But you talked about like all these stadiums and, away games that you played in 25. And honestly, I'm looking at the schedule here for 2026. I mean, you play in Dick Howser Stadium out in Tallahassee. I mean, you play in Round Rock out there as well. Is there any stadium you're looking forward to playing in 26 that you didn't get the opportunity to play in 25?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. The ones obviously off the top of the head, the football stadiums are all going to be pretty awesome, pretty fun, just because the sheer amount of people that are going to be all around you. When you're at a baseball field or somewhere when you're kind of on the mound looking and you can see a little bit of sky, right? You look around and you can see the night sky or the lights. The football stadiums, when you look up, you just see the third deck. So it's definitely going to be different and different for the eyes and the visualization for sure. But it's tough for the hitters as well. So we'll see. I think any of the football stadiums will be fun. A&M, I mean, over 100,000. That's awesome. Tennessee, I know that area in Knoxville is beautiful. So I'm really excited to go there. And then one of my personal favorites, which we're going to like the whole first like four games, I think Dick Howser Stadium in Tallahassee is going to be insane, obviously, because it's the Banana Ball kickoff. So all the teams are going to be there. I think that's going to be a really fun one. And Round Rock and Frisco, obviously, because it's kind of like a hometown for me. Have a lot of people at those games, and then Scottsdale as well, following up with there. A lot of my California people will kind of make that short little drive over from Cali to Scottsdale for that one. So
I mean, I look forward to it in 26, especially with these away games and, with new banana ball teams and new players coming in, for the Texas Tailgaters. I mean, you have rookie guys like Kyle Martin coming in. I mean, I had him on earlier this month and he was telling me, he's like, man, I'm 33 years old. I don't know if I'm built I'm like, "Dude, I've seen you hit homers. I've seen your videos. I've seen your content. I mean, like you're built for this. I mean, the rookies are excited to play for Banana Ball in 26. And I know you're excited to play some away games. I mean, like imagine like Mike Evans or Johnny Manziel walk out in Texas A&M for a
right.
Texas
Yeah.
tailgate game.
I got a Manziel jersey. I'm packing. I'm bringing it. So
I mean, I don't know if he has any baseball experience, but
he was
I would.
drafted. He was drafted by the Padres.
Hmm. Well, I mean, then why not come out to a Texas tailgater game
He's
in
got it.
26?
He's got it. 100,000. Last time that place had 100,000 was when he was balling out on that field. So I think that'd be pretty cool to have him come back. I mean, be insane.
So, So I mean, Johnny Manziel, if you're watching this, the slight chance you're watching this, DM John Reid, DM Banana Ball, bring them out for Texas A&M. I mean, Kyle Field out there. So I mean, I'd love to see it. Now I want to ask you. Obviously, you have some, everything with Banana Ball that ties into it is the trick plays, it's the dances, it's the fans first entertainment whole aspect of that. Something in 2026 you're looking forward to use maybe a new dance, a new trick, something up your sleeve for these fans that you'd like to share out for this new season?
Yeah, I mean, that all is kind of taken care of with our entertainment team, and we kind of just throw ideas and see what sticks. That's the great thing about Banana Land is you can just throw ideas and let's try it. It's all about being different. You want to do the complete opposite of what's normal, right? That's one of our core values, and that's one of the things that we live by. So I think just making stuff up as you go. Definitely more trick pitches. In the ninth inning to not be so routine out there and get into a kind of predictability, right? You got to get these guys out and do some pause pitches and different things like that. But I think the main thing I'm really excited about for 2026 is just connecting with more fans and stuff like that. On days that, maybe we're not pitching, right? We're not slated to pitch or things like that, getting out in the stands. I was able to do that out in Philly last year on a day where it was game two or something like that, I believe. And I was just like, hey, you're not going to pitch today. It's like, all right, sweet. So by the second or third inning, after we were kind of done doing some of our dances, me and Colin Stone just went out into the stands and just got lost for the rest of the game, just hanging out, signing, taking pictures. And like, I ended up in a suite one time and just talking. And these kids are asking me about pitches and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to more opportunities just to connect with the fans in a cool, unique way that I wasn't able to last year. I think that's going to be really exciting.
I mean, I absolutely love it. I found out from Brian Dansereau, who just got drafted by the Clowns.
Yeah.
He was telling me that, before the game and throughout the game, you can actually go into obviously the stands and interact with these fans, get the autographs, make these connections. And honestly, that's a luxury that pro ball really doesn't give you. And honestly, I love to see it for fans first entertainment with the whole baseball aspect. And again, I love what everything that Banana Ball stands for. I mean, I look forward to the 2026 season. I mean, I went to one when they were just the Coastal Plain, but honestly, I haven't had the opportunity to, come to a Banana Ball game the way it is now. So, I look forward to that in 26. I mean, I put my stuff in the lottery ticket, so hopefully that comes through.
Yeah.
That's on my Christmas list. I mean, that's what I'm
Right.
wishing for Christmas. Hopefully, Santa brings me that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but no, I love everything about Fans First Entertainment, and I truly love what y'all do for the Texas Tailgaters. Now I have two final questions for you, John. One, I asked this to Brett Loftus, and he gave me some good words to describe his broadcasting style. I want to ask you about your playing style. If you could describe your playing style or pitching style in four Texas barbecue words, what would it be and why?
Texas style barbecue words and my pitching style. Um, let's see. Some in regards to, definitely some barbecue, right? That's going to be everybody loves it. Everybody loves a good time. Everybody loves barbecue. Everybody loves a good ninth inning, right? So I think that'd be a good one for sure. I mean, I think just tailgate in general. I think I want to bring a party to the ninth inning. That's my goal this year is really just to not bring yeah, it's got to be serious and we're going to get three outs, right? We're going to definitely get that done. But I think also is just bringing the fun to it, getting the crowd going, getting left guys, right guys going. We're going to have a lot of fun in the ninth for sure this year. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know what good tailgate, good barbecue. Um, let's see. I think I think the way the tailgaters are going to be coming in 2026 is going to be very exciting and very fast paced. I think we're going to come at you quick, a lot of trick plays coming out the gates hot. I think that's going to be the main thing for us.
I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, Brett Loftus described his broadcasting style as sweet, tangy, kicking, and spicy, or something like that. I mean,
I think I'll throw
honestly,
spicy in there as my fourth one. I think spicy would be a good one. I think I'm very very competitive. Obviously, you couldn't tell in some of the games and that I've closed out and things like that. I won't back down from a challenge. That's for sure. Facing some of these guys in the party animals and bananas, Oberst, Jake, Reese, and guys I'm not mentioning, Swan, Fisher, Tanner, all these guys, I'm not going to back down. One thing we're not going to do is walk them, right? So I think Spicy is just like, hey, here's my best against your best and see what happens. So I think that's a really fun thing to do in banana ball. And I think with the golden batter and things like that, the way the scoring works and things of that nature on the ninth, it makes for a good ninth and entertaining for the fans for sure.
I mean, again, I look forward to it in 26. And I mean, you talk about, spicy pitching style. I mean, there's a reason why you were a 2025 All-Star, man. I mean, I love seeing it out in Clemson. And, and there's another reason you were coaches franchised. I mean, love what you do for the Texas Tailgaters. Love, your pitching style. And, I love watching y'all's team on the mound and, at the plate and everything and that whole aspect. But, John, the final question I have for you, I ask this to every banana ball guy. And obviously, Banana Ball's motto is fans first, entertainment, giving back to the fans. What does the term fans first mean to you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, fans first to me, what it really, really deep down means is you're playing the game for the right reasons, right? We're playing the game for when we picked up a bat and ball when we were 5, 6 years old, right? Really just for the love of the game, whatever I can do to make 40,000 or even one just smile a little bit more that day. I think that's all that matters. If it's my pitching or if it's just my smile, just taking a picture, or if it's someone likes my Vans cleats, right? It's like, oh, those are really cool. My son loves those. Let's take a picture, right? Let's do some cool things to make some unique experiences that I kind of wish that whenever I went to Angels Dodgers games, growing up, man, I wish those guys would come and do that. That would have made my year, right? And I just think whatever I can do to be a little bit piece of that, I think is what it really, really gives me joy. I could give up 5 runs in the ninth inning. If someone comes up to me after and says that they enjoyed it and they really are happy that they were able to come to the game no matter what happened, then I'll be all right with it at the end of the night.
I mean, it's absolutely great to hear that you take your personal experiences and kind of implement them into giving back to the fans. I mean, making somebody's day, even maybe after a bad outing. That's a great perspective to have, John. And honestly, I truly had an honor, and it was an absolute honor, and had a fun time having you on the podcast, man. Honestly, one of the best guys out there in Banana Ball, one of the best content I've seen out there, John. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you once again for taking time.
Yeah, Jackson, of course. No, it's great. Thanks for having me.